Andy, we've got 3 teams to get out this Saturday, haven't we?
We have, yeah, first team at home again against Newton Abbot. The second team, Stags, are playing Havant in their Solent second team league, and that's at home as well. They're both kicking off at 3 o'clock here. And then the mighty A's travel a short distance down the A4 to Hungerford, play Hungerford seconds. So, yeah, we've got 3 sides to get out, and at the moment all systems seem to be going well. We've got more than enough people. I don't have to be on the bench, which is obviously great news to me, my wife, and all my immediate relatives.
What about the fans?
More importantly, the players that have to sort of deal with me being there. So we've avoided that scenario again, and we're left with a little bit of a selection headache as to who we select in various teams. So it's nice to have that than the other headache.
Okay, so training tonight then. How do you juggle training knowing you've got 3 sides to sort
out?
Well,
obviously the first thing is just determine who manages to make it, and we already do know of a couple that aren't going to make it in the first team and probably the second team. But generally speaking, what you'd look to do is we'd all warm up together and do a group exercise, and then we would split backs and forwards with the forwards probably going off with Rob to practice their line-outs particularly. They might do a little bit of scrimmaging, and hopefully there would be enough for first team forwards, Stags forwards, and then the A team are pretty good trainers really, so hopefully there'll be enough for them so they can all do some line-out and scrimmaging, and then the backs would go off with either myself or Mike. And I know that we're going to be short of some players in the first team back, so whether we can manage that I don't know, but it doesn't mean that the Stags and any A's can't work together. And then bring all the groups together and have a team either doing an unopposed run through, or if we have enough numbers, doing a semi-opposed run through, so they get used to patterns of play. 7 weeks in, 8 weeks in, and people still need to get used to various patterns and where they should be and what they're trying to do. So it's a fairly light run. Some of the guys will have played yesterday, that I know because I went to watch, so they'll be a bit sore, and the last thing they want is a big heavy session. We tend to do that on Tuesday, Thursday being a bit more organisational.
Okay, any injury worries of note?
Well, there is a few. Sam Vine's still struggling from a back problem that he picked up playing against Bournemouth. So we're not sure about him. Isaac turned his ankle on Saturday, so again he may not make muster. Matt Mayer, again I'm still waiting for Matt to get back to me because he turned his ankle. Phil Simmons is unavailable this week, so it looks like we're going to have a different centre combination, but the plus points from first team point of view is that Miles will be back this weekend, and so is JJ, so that eases some of the centre problems and wing problems. Matt Holyland turned his ankle playing. The 2 hookers went head to head yesterday in a university game. I went along as impartial observer.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I was or not, but Matt turned his ankle, and I've been in touch with him today, and it's still a bit sore. So, but obviously we do know we've got Ali. So the 2 of them we've just been rotating them in recent weeks to make sure that we get the best out of them. So Ali will start this week probably, and we have put Tom Sanders on standby, who's down at Cardiff. He's due to come back anyway, but we're undecided yet as to whether we'll just give Tom a run in the second team, which would be a nice little run for him, or whether we're going to put him on the bench in the first team, but we haven't decided yet.
Okay, so is everyone fired up?
I hope so. There was an element of disappointment after last week. I think they felt that they'd just not performed. We've had a look at it. I know we keep harking back to watching the video, and we do watch, and we hopefully do learn from it. Sometimes it's very easy from the side to criticise somebody for not tackling, and certainly there is an issue with people missing tackles. I won't be the first to say that, but also the thing we got to look at is, was it that actually nobody was actually looking to tackle that guy because 2 people were going for the same man because of the poor organisation, and we sort of highlight that a couple of times, and only by doing that will we just sort of emphasise to the players the importance of communicating with each other and working to a pattern, and these errors and these sort of lacks of concentration will become less and less. So we've looked at that, and they know they let themselves down, and they want to. Newton Abbot have got a similar record to Redcliffians that we've played. So, let's hope we can just give a better account of ourselves.
Yep, come on Blues.